Follow the wind.
We finally made it to Caravan Rebat. It's pretty lively here. So, just past this wall is the desert, huh? Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this...
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Huh?
Over here.
Oh, Haytham went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
Like this.
What the? Where did she go? How did we lose them? They were
More Aramite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the...
You really gave Paimon a scare, Al-Haytham. We never thought we'd run into you. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia? Wait, don't tell Paimon that you're here to take us back on their orders!
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. I can't say that I didn't expect it. However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the king. And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. Which brings me back to you, and why you're so... The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you. And upon seeing him, you're... To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something. Are you interested at all?
Al-Haytham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail.
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the Academia after all, but that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the divine... No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd...
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't really have any...
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources.
It's always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go! certainly poisonous mushrooms inside.
Illusion shattered!
Another test subject. Fraud!
Just like we rehearsed! Go!
Fraud!
Clouds hide. The birds call. Brings a smile to my face.
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven.
Whoa, this landscape is really something.
Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia.
Oh, Hatham. Do not think you can escape my judgment, just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a...
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is that, Al-Hatham? Did you call him General Mahamatra?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a...
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Al-Hatham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that... I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not...
Has Al-Hatham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Al-Hatham, I saw it during our fight. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you...
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's senses.
Wait, the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What and why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you, as far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about? Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two? Ugh! What you would do, Traveler? Paimon feels like we can't trust either of them!
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia? Great! Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out here, otherwise these two are gonna start fighting!
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day, that's for sure. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds. Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong! Is
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
someone's calling for us! Oh, this wind is too...
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you Academia folks such hard work? Move it!
All right, stop yelling.
Well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru Village.
Our savior has come at last. Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather gets rough.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister. Unlike those guys over there.
All right, now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to the topic at hand. As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar, even before the sandstorm started. And now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever to us. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have missed...
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear. So, which of you will...
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably start talking.
Wait, that was you trying to be a mediator?
I have nothing to hide. so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh? Exile yourself?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request. But I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very beginning. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission. The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages.
So they really are up to no good.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sage. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the I believed it would be wise to flee the Academia before the sages had a chance to take action again. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me...
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sick. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary. Well, Sino, if that's your story, then why did you see Al-Haytham?
When I was investigating the matter in the Academia, I overheard a conversation, but the sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this?
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the divine knowledge.
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the traveler.
Al-Haytham?
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me.
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the divine knowledge capsule. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the Academia so it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the divine...
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the Academia. You were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Al-Haytham helped us out at Caravan Rebat.
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. After all, curiosity often proves to be the
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger. Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about...
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the Academia. Do you really...
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence.
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so... My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the Traveler. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. I was actually looking, but then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your stuff.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home.
Creatures? In the sandstorm? Are you sure you don't want some...
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these...
Yeah, just leave them to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
winds died down. That means the sandstorms... Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she...
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's...
You're still fighting? You've been out here dealing with these creatures the entire time?
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated.
Ah! Here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted.
It's been quite a while since I've...
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
Shine down! Wind strike! Time to go!
Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up?
Burn my knight!
The creatures stopped appearing.
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Huh? Who are you?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full. I am the chief of Aru Village. Everyone usually calls me Uncle Anpu.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not...
I can't say they've always been common, but recently, besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes. According to an
Another effect of So, Irminsul's withering causes withering zones in the forest.
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul.
Everyone in Aru Village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Village keeper? Who are they?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru Village refers to mad scholars, exiled here by... Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity. After a period of training in the academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars.
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. But no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay around...
I've had encounters with those people in the past.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your past sins?
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you.
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. But, is Is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino?
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job. Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so. Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially this. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its... The Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged. Initially, the people of Aru Village greatly resented having... Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings, suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands, despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night. All the houses remained upright. After that, the people of Aru Village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness, and began to refer to them as the village keepers.
The soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru Village? Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the mad scholars continued to wear their Akasha terminal?
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the Academia could still monitor their activities.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they...
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you possess much more. So, what do you make of the story? Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely using the...
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. I'm just struck by your... Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. Is she really active in... The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds. To me, she might as well have been a god that...
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good arc...
I've spent many years interrogating criminals. So what?
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth!
That look in your eyes. How can this be? To think, our Archon has been amongst us.
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use for this, but easier said than done. Especially since we don't have any leads.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my...
Huh? Who are you?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak. You'll help...
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa. Why do you have to call him that? It's not like he's a bad person or anything.
The person you're referring to is not a local, yet you are. Why do you call him Grandpa?
Grandpa is just Grandpa. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you.
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief's house. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was.
Whoa. Hatham wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Sino, he's just a kid. All he wants is to find his grandpa.
Sorry. I was only listening in because I wanted to know where
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
is super vigilant. Is this...
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name...
I had a feeling he'd go looking for you.
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment in the city. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was... Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar bore a striking resemblance. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. Although Isak, one summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to become more lucid. So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again. Only to realize... It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy, but appeared to be living. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace and would follow him all the time, asking him things like, "Grandpa, want me to take you somewhere fun?"
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad. It seems like they both deserve so much better.
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some form of hardship or regret. It's also my reason for fighting. I must continue to protect this land.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching.
Huh? What did you say, Sino?
No, nothing. As long as Isak keeps his word and doesn't get in our way, we can take him along.
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for. Please accept my thanks.
Hey, Isak!
Oh, it's you guys!
We've cleared everything up. Let's go find your grandpa.
Really? Wow! Thank you so much! Yeah!
All right. Let's ask the local residents some questions first.
Excuse me, did you happen to see where the missing
You mean the village keepers? Oh, when I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road, muttering a...
Okay. Did you notice anything else?
Anything else? No, I think that's all I have to tell you. Sorry.
The scholars that have gone missing.
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes.
Don't change the subject.
Right. You were asking about the mad scholars. But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them, even though they act a little...
Do you also think Grandpa and the others are good people?
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. It's little Isak. He was actually the one who protected my house. I saw it with my own eye. It still feels pretty surreal now that I think back on it. Did someone teach them how to do that? Well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out for others.
Gotcha. Thank you. Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently? You know, the one who likes to sit and space out near the village entrance.
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. Oh, your grandpa, huh? It's been a while. The last time I saw him, he was spacing out by the road as usual. I went and asked him if he'd like any of the food I had prepared, despite my wife's protests. Like many people, she's really quite... And speaking of my wife, she's still always complaining about how I don't make...
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking care...
It was nothing. You're looking for him, right? Did he...
Yeah.
That's no good. Well, once you found him, come by my place again. I've known you since you were very young. So as far as I'm concerned, you're...
Wow, what a nice guy!
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Huh? Don't say anything for now. Isak, stay here. Let's head over there. Stay quiet as you move.
Join the Eremites and embrace a wonderful new life.
It's okay. Don't worry.
Thank you. And sorry.
Thank you, everyone, for your patience. I am pleased to announce that this year's we hope the residents of Mondstadt and visitors from all over, when Windcoming Day arrives, we will hold a grand toasting ceremony to welcome the Animo. Let the wind lead.
Let the wind lead!
Razor, you're here already!
So many...
Come on, let's sneak out of here. There's someone we gotta
Find? Who?
Just some tone-deaf bard. But he's also a know-it-all and loves nothing more... Hey, tone-deaf bard!
Traveler, Paimon, how do you do? I had a feeling I'd run it.
Spoken like a true poet. But reading between the lines here, if one bottle is tipsy and two is merry, just how many is it?
Oh, don't say that. This festival has... Anyway, hey Razor, how have you been?
All right. I have...
Yeah, Razor has something he wants to ask you about. No.
Ooh, now there's a name that takes me back. Let me think.
Razor's parents left him a box with a half bottle of wine inside. And there's a label on it. We heard there's a lot of history behind this type of wine. And the brewing methods go way...
It smells good, but don't...
I see. So you want to know how Thousand Wind wine is made? Well, I was going to save it for Windcoming Day, but far be it from me to deny an early ceremony.
A song. Not easy.
Excellent answer. Then, hear it you shall. Fill up the barrels and store them away. Then wait for a windier day. Wax the bottles, seal them tight, for the south wind that soothes, for the north wind that bites. How does this fine wine taste to the tongue? As Mondstadt to the ear, like a sweet dream of freedom. And what are the fruits that went into the brew? An explorer's courage, a love tender and true. A defender's will, strong as yesteryear, joining the thousand winds in a song of good cheer. Turning sour into sweet, bitter notes fade away, as we wait for a windier day. Thank you so much for the applause.
Like wine. A little sweet, but now...
Don't worry, it's not just you. That was supposed to be about winemaking.
Well, maybe it's a little abstract and
Okay, so let's try to pin this down. What did an explorer's courage, a love tender and... Nope, Paimon has absolutely no idea. Look, Tone-Deaf Bard, you clearly know what the whole thing means, so could you do us a favor and...
You misunderstand me. I'm not trying to make you work for it or anything, but the lyrics are what they are. If you want to know the secret behind this sweet scent, you might have to start by rolling up your sleeves.
Rolling up our sleeves? You mean we need to go and make this wine for ourselves? And
we've known each other for so long, and you still don't trust my intentions? Oh, the pain.
I trust. I want to try. I want to... If I know how to make wine, then I know what is in father and mother's wine. Right. I want to know about...
Well, if you say so, Razor, guess we'll have to take Tone-Deaf Bard's word on this.
Don't worry, really. Freedom is the key here. It's not as long as you add ingredients to the mix in a spirit of joy and sincerity.
I will tell Poem to teach her. Then I need to think alone.
That's the spirit. So, how about we meet again in 2 days?
Okay, I will remember. See you then.
I'm feeling all right today. Let's go and browse while we still have the chance.
Try the best wine in town. Fresh fruit, take your pick. Clear autumn skies.
much to keep me occupied, old thought patterns start to creep back